Now, you might be thinking, what is there to learn in pronoun, right? What is there to learn in pronoun? How many of you think that pronoun is easy? Okay, it is easy, but are we doing easy? No, we are not doing easy. We are trying to place pronouns in one, the complex sentences, two, comparison based sentences, right? These are the only sentences in which you would face the problem of the pronouns. In other sentences, you would not, right? I hope you need to write this. Fine. Okay. Clear? Can we move ahead? Let me know if it is clear. Right. Okay. Now, let us move ahead. So, the first few examples say that, just a second. Yes, this. Okay. Let us see how we can see the examples of this, right? Okay, fine. Remember that we have talked about subject verb and tenses, right? Okay, so let us see this. The Jir Falcon, this is the subject, has survived a close brush with extinction. Okay, this seems correct, but yahan pe aa raha hai its numbers. Its numbers are now 5 times greater than. Now, greater than. So let us see this, right? Let us see this. Let us see this. Let us first talk about what the comparison means, right? What the comparison means. How do we compare? How do we compare? Right, just a second. Yeah. I hope you can see this, right? I hope you can see this comparison.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. So if there is a comparison, can I say that, let me tell you a funny example, right? Okay. Now, John loves pizza more than his wife. Is this sentence correct? Is this sentence correct? Let me know if it is correct, right? Okay. What do you think? What do you think? Yes, no, I need some answers, right? So that, okay. Now, John loves pizza more than his wife. Okay, let me give you two interpretations of this sentence, right? Okay. Let me change my color. John loves pizza more than his wife does. This is the first interpretation. The second interpretation is that John loves pizza, okay, more than he loves his wife. Which interpretation is correct? Which interpretation is correct? First or the second one? Yes. Okay, these both can be the interpretations of the first sentence. So, is it easy to understand or difficult to understand? Bora. Is it difficult to understand or easy to understand? Difficult to understand. So whenever we write, we mention what are we comparing. Are we comparing John loves pizza more than his wife love? What are we comparing in first sentence? John's love and his wife's love, right? That is why I have put does here. Okay, in the second sentence, what are we comparing? Okay, loves pizza. Okay, John loves pizza and his wife, right? We are comparing pizza with his wife. समझ में आ गया? So entities of comparison are really important. So let us see this again. the climate or weather of Delhi is more pleasant than Mumbai. What do you think? Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Let me know. Right or wrong? Okay, I've got one answer as right. Fine. Second answer is right. Okay. Third answer is right. Fourth answer is right. Fifth answer is right. Okay. So fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have got 5 answers. So you can think of your answers, right? Write on your paper that whether it is right or not, so that you would not change your ideas afterwards, right? You would not make stories to make yourself correct. Now, all of you are wrong. Those who have given answers, all of you are wrong, right? Okay. Now, what am I comparing here? Think of that. Name the thing that I am comparing here. Those who want to give the answer can give the answers. Name the one thing that we are comparing here. Batao. Weather, right? So what did we compare the weather with? Mumbai. Can we compare the weather with Mumbai? No. So what should we add here? Than that. This is a pronoun of Mumbai. This that talks about this. Okay, just a second. I would add another thing, right? So that we have some beautiful things here. Yes, weather. Okay. Yeah, Mumbai's is correct, right? So एक और आएगा तुम्हारे में, right? Now they would do something like this. That of Mumbai's. Okay, so this is wrong. This is wrong. This that of Mumbai's is wrong. Understood? Right? Then is not wrong. Then is correct. Then के बाद आ रहा है. Then के बाद आ रहा है, right? So that of Mumbai's, then that of Mumbai's would be wrong. Okay. So how do you understand? Okay. What things do you notice to recognize a sentence which is comparing things? So let us see what do we do with this. Okay. So name some things. Then to sabko pata hai, right? In comparison with, in contrast to, or with, in comparison to, in comparison with, right? As compared to. These are easy to understand, right? But what are the other things? Let me talk about this, right? Okay. I hope you have got this. This sentence is wrong. John cooks better pizza than his wife, right? Now, is this sentence correct or not? Is this sentence correct or not? ये बता दो सबसे पहले. Yeah, then that of course. Yeah, is the sentence correct or not? The second one. Okay, so remember, can John cook his wife? Can John cook his wife?
Better pizza than his wife.
Let me know. Okay, so this is absolutely kya, what horrendous, right? So we do not take these horrendous meanings, right? Okay, now you would say that okay, I have seen serials like Dexter and दूसरा वाला अभी कौन सा निकला था? Which one was that series? Which one was the series that was released right now? Dexter and Hannibal, I think so. Right. So these are the outliers, egregious kind of strange kind of things, right? So we do not write it here, right? Okay. So the only meaning that comes out of here is cooks better pizza than his wife does, right? We can also put does here. This is also correct. Understood? So the rule that we got in the first one that we need to add does, okay, or then his wife, right? Then he is scared of his wife, right? Remember, is scared repeat hota hai ya fir does aata hai, right? Is scared and is scared would be repeated, or there would be a does here, right? Or here. Fine. So we have learned this. Now let us see. We had noticed some of the, where were we? We had noticed some of the trigger of comparison. How would we notice the comparison? Now, there is another type of question, right? Okay. Remember in GMAT, okay, what do you think like is used for and as is used for? Like and as. Hmm. Okay. Like is used for comparison, as is used for comparison. In GMAT, such as is used for example. Done. Like would not be used for example, as would not be used for example. कितना समझ में आ गया? Everyone? Right. So this is American English. We not go through it like, I mean, British English, right? In Snap, this would be used for examples also, right? So remember that difference. Okay. So let us see some sentences with like and as, right? Like follows a noun always, and as would follow a clause always. What is the clause? Clause is subject plus noun. Okay, there might be something else also afterwards, but usse apne ko farak nahi padta. Whichever sentence has subject and noun is called a clause, right? Okay, so let us see some example sentences. Like John, his sister needs a good coach. What does this sentence say? किस किस को compare कर रहा है sentence? There are three entities here. Can you name them? John, sister, and good coach. What is this sentence saying? Okay. So this sentence says, right, that like John, his sister needs a good coach. Okay, fine. The other meaning, intended meaning that John is a good coach would not have been done. Okay, this sentence would have been wrong had we not used this comma, and we could have written is his sister needs, or let us name her Sarah, needs a good coach like John. Had it been okay, would it be correct? Would it be correct? The second one. Let me know. Is the second one correct? Hola. Is the second one correct? What do you think? So there is a change in meaning in the second one. Okay. Now she needs a good coach like John. Right? Like John. Fine. So there is a comparison here. Okay. I hope you can understand this. Right. When we use comma, you can use comma here also. Right. So when we use comma, okay, the person and the person in need would be compared. Okay, whatever is before verb. And whenever we place it in close proximity with another noun, like good coach, right, it would be the letter one, which would be compared. Understood? I hope you have got this. I hope this is easy. Everyone. Right? Done? Okay. Sure. Now, when we would use as, we would need to same. You would need to add something, right? Like Sarah. Okay. Sarah needs a coach as her brother does. ठीक है, यहाँ पे क्या किया? After as, this verb has to be added. We cannot do it with noun only. Got it? Everyone? Right. So these are some basic rules of comparison, okay, which would come in your exams, right? Let us do the questions now. Let us see some questions now, right? Let us see this, right? Okay, its numbers are now 5 times greater than when the use of DDT was sharply restricted in 1970s. Are we comparing the right things? What are we comparing? First of all, what are we comparing here? Okay, whenever you are doing a comparison problem, first of all, you have to go with the entities. What are we comparing here? What do we intend to comparing here? Okay, this was absolutely correct, right? That is why I'm not going with this one. What are we comparing here? Entities to be compared. GDT, no. Right, what is 5 times greater? ये देखना पड़ेगा. What is 5 times greater? Yes, numbers. Numbers are 5 times greater. Now, whose numbers are this? Whose numbers are this? Falcon, right? Yes. Take it, its numbers. Now, the last thing, when the use of DDT was sharply restricted in 1970, does it look correct? The second entity? The second entity, does it look correct? No, it doesn't. Why wouldn't it be correct? Why won't it be correct? Correct क्यों नहीं होगा? When से start हो रहा है, why won't it be correct? What do you think when represents? What do you think when represents? Yes, it represents time. Now, what is this? This is relative pronoun. That is why relative pronoun are really important. Fine. Okay. So numbers are being compared with time and hence it is wrong. डन, इजी था, ठीक है. इफ यू कैन नोटिस इट देन इट इज इजी. If you cannot notice it, then it would be fairly difficult to understand what is being compared, how we would solve this question. Right? Okay. Okay. Now, you would also need to revise all this. ठीक है ना, एक बारी में समझ नहीं आएगा. This is too much information that I am giving here. Okay. Now let us see this. Since we are doing right pronouns, what does it point out to? Let me know. What does it point out to? Okay, lightnings, white tiger, white tiger. Okay, fine. Okay, it should, right? It should come for white lightning. Sorry, the white tiger. It might also come for the lightning, right? So whenever the antecedent is ambiguous, we do not use it, right? We have to make it correctly. Moreover, एक और तरह का एक देख लेते हैं, right? Okay. MiG 36, right? No, not MiG 36. Let us see this. Okay. 36. MiG 36. Name of a Russian fighter plane. Okay. Plane flies at a higher speed than that of sound. Okay. It, ठीक है, it is sturdy and efficient. Now this is correct. ठीक है, इस पे मैं ध्यान नहीं दे रहा, but we have to concentrate on this it. Can we use this it? Okay, the answer is no, because we are talking of MiG 36 as a name, not a fighter pilot, right? A plane, sorry, not a plane. We are talking about this as a name. ठीक है ना? Is nicknamed the lightning because it moves very quickly, right? Okay, it moves very quickly. Could have come for the lightning or the white tiger. This is ambiguous, and in this one, since we are talking about a name, we cannot use it. Done? Okay. Now let us move to the next question. इतने सारे रूल्स समझ आ गए, इससे ज्यादा और कुछ भी नहीं आएगा. इट की जगह we can place something else, right? I just needed to point out the mistake. ठीक है ना? Okay. Now let's move to the first question. This is the first question, right? Now I don't want you to do this because 4 से 5 मिनट लग जाएंगे. Okay, how to do this question is of utmost importance here, right? बहुत बड़ा sentence है. How would we find the mistakes in this one, right? Though इतने बड़े sentences नहीं आएंगे. So this is how we do it, right? We find the ideas. No, we are not doing only pronouns. We have subject. We have a list here. Subject verb agreement, right? Tenses. 3. We are doing pronouns and comparisons now. We have 4 things to look into in a sentence. समझ में आ गया? आगे और बढ़ेगा ये. That is why I'm saying that you should Look at it part by part. Now, elk now live. Okay, elk now live. Is it correct? Is it live correct? Is live correct? No, right? It would be lives, right? So the first idea in this was elk now live almost solely in the Rocky Mountains. Okay, I have taken it to the comma. Now, which, what does which talk about? What does which talk about? What does which refer to? Yes, mountain. Good. So, which would refer to the mountains, right? Okay. Mountains. Okay. Would make it seem. What does this it refer to? Okay. Okay. It seems that elk are mountain dwellers. Now, ये बहुत बड़ा आ गया, right? Now we have to do what? We have to say, okay, ठीक है, we were wrong about, we are talking about the whole clan of elk, right? Elk now live almost solely in the Rocky Mountains. Now there is only one mistake that we are seeing here. This would be they, right? How did I separate these? Because which is a relative pronoun, and there is a verb used here, right? Relative pronoun plus verb makes a dependent clause, a dependent idea. Okay, this is a independent idea, an independent idea, right? So I am just talking about ideas by ideas. Now let us move to the next one. While they, this is they is correct, once ranged over virtually all the continental United States except for a small strip in extreme southeast. Now there is no sign of comparison here, no sign of once ranged over. Okay, no sign of subject verb. There is a subject verb here, there is a subject verb here. Seem that elk are subject verb here. Okay, ये इसको भी अलग करना था. I forgot, right? That has been used here. Okay, इसको भी अलग करना था. That has been used here. Remember, okay, whenever you see that, this is also a relative pronoun. So this that also needed to be separated. That elk are subject verb mountains tha. Elk now live subject verb. They once ranged subject verb. Okay, except for, I have just separated this except for because it was getting too long. So how do you need to do? Elk them. Where is them? It seems that they are, where is them? They once raised all of them. No, there is no scope for them here. Okay, there is no scope for them here.
सर ये मैं यहाँ कर रहा था which would make it के जगह आप कर रहे थे they
Which would make it, हाँ, them आएगा. This would be them, right? This would be them. Fine. Okay, so if you get long sentences, you would need to break down them into smaller sentences. I hope I have told you how to break this down, right? So you have to notice each and every subject plus verb, right? This is how they would make some sentences. ठीक है ना? I have made some sentences like this. Let us see those. ठीक है?
सर
Last.
सर
हाँ बोलो.
उसमें फिर वो elk के साथ live आएगा या lives आएगा
Live आएगा, right?
क्यों सर
क्योंकि everything, just a minute. This might be a name of a whole clan.
तो सर
Okay.
फिर clan के साथ नहीं लगाते हैं ऐसे
अब ये हो सकता है नहीं, क्लैन के साथ तो इट ही आएगा. यू आर राइट, राइट. We can say that, okay, we are talking about a plural that is of the same type in singular also. दो चार एग्जांपल दे देता हूं इसके, राइट? What is the plural of deer? What is the plural of trousers? What is the plural of aeroplane? ये सारे singular and plural both. Got it? Everyone? I hope so. Right? No. Aeroplanes and deers नहीं था. Right? It's aeroplane, it's deer. Deers is not a word. Fine. I hope you got it.
हाँ तो
बोलो.
सर फिर अगर ये सिंगुलर या प्लूरल है फिर भी उसके साथ ये कैसे पता चलेगा कि कौन सा
तो
वर्ब
देख
लग
तो लिया मैंने कि are has been used here, they has been used here, right? Most of the things are saying this, right? And live has been used here. So should we change 4 things or should we change one thing that is seems wrong here? बोलो.
तो
You
सर
will
जितनी
tell me.
गलती होंगी सारी
हाँ,
चेंज करनी पड़ेगी.
हाँ वही बोल रहा हूँ. That is why I changed this and converted it to them. Done? Okay. ठीक है. Fine. So the next one. Okay, I'm giving you 1 minute, not 1 minute. Let us see, 40 seconds to do this. Okay, let me open my clock. We have 4 more questions to go, so you will be free after that. Yeah, your time starts now. Yeah, so the time is up. Answers, please. Good. Okay, fine. Everyone has done this. Fine. Let us see. Since we have underlined parts, we won't need to go through each and every sentence. So let us see this. Right. Laos has a land area about the same as Great Britain. Now, as has been used here. Which trigger is this? Which trigger is this? Trigger batao, as kya hai? Comparison, right? Okay. As is a comparison trigger. Now, as soon as we see comparison, what is the first step that we should take care of? Entities. Now, what are we comparing? Entities. Entities. What are we comparing in the first one? But ke pehle. Anyone? Yes. We were comparing land area of Laos to land area of Britain. Are we doing that in this sentence? Are we doing that in this sentence? Yes or no? Yes or no? No, we are not doing that. Okay. A country, okay, a country's name is not a geographical area. Geographical. Done. Okay. So Laos has a land area, okay, about the same as that of Great Britain आएगा यहाँ पे, but a population of only 4 million, many of whom, for whom are we using this whom? Why is the whom used? For which entity is whom used? सबसे पहले तो ये, for which entity is whom used? Yes, population, right? Okay, people in population, not population exactly. Okay, so whom and who is used for people, but whose can be used for anything and which can be used for anything. Okay, remember this, right? Okay, now so the answer would be what? B. Let me see how many of you gave the right answer. One, only one, right? So this is really important. Okay, na? Done. We had just talked about this. Yeah, right? So let us move to the next question. बाकी सब तो हो गया ना, but yeah, but is correct. ठीक है, बाकी सब correct है. Now this question. Fine, your time starts now. Yes, so time is up. Fine, submit your answers. Okay, so I have got 2 to 3 options only, right? Okay, so let us start with the first one. Okay, the July. Now, what are we talking about? Okay, what is the subject? According to some, the July, are we talking about July or are we talking about something else? What are we talking about in this sentence? Let me know, please. What are we talking about in this sentence? No, we are talking about decrease in unemployment, not unemployment. This is used to set up traps in your RCs also. Okay, most of you have given this answer. Okay, decrease in employment is being talked about. Now, you would say कि July सही है क्या? Wouldn't it be July's? Then I would say, okay, July is also correct and July is also correct. Right? You can sometimes use these type of words. Okay, so that, why is so that used? Why is so that used? If you cannot get to the so that, let us talk about it. It was the lowest in 2 years. What was the lowest in 2 years? July's decrease in employment was the lowest in 2 years, right? This is correct. Fine. That the gradual improvement in job market is continuing. That is also correct, right? It is continuing in the present. So we have only one thing to worry about, so that or no error. Now, how would you do this? So that, why is so that used for? Okay, so that is used for purpose. Now, can decrease in unemployment have a purpose? Can decrease in unemployment have a purpose? Let me know. Yes or no? Can decrease in unemployment have a purpose? No. Only living things have purpose, right? Only living things have purpose. Okay. And this is why, in order to will also not be used here. ठीक है, टू ये वाला तब होगा जब there would be something like we are talking about purpose. Okay. Okay. This won't be the two we are talking about. To do cycling. Okay, yeah, इसमें भी आएगा. चलो. We are also talking about this type of sentence. Okay. Now, fine. Okay. So the answer would be so that. Okay. Now, what can we put if we want to replace so that? July decrease in unemployment, so that it was the lowest. We can remove both of this. Okay. The July decrease in was the lowest in 2 years. Okay. 9 was the lowest. Something suggests. Okay. So we have to add something here. Right. The lowest in 2 years suggests. So we have to apply this. Okay. Okay. So we were not interested in doing that. We were only interested in finding the main error. Okay. We could have also used that here instead of it and this. A relative pronoun would have done. That was the lowest in 2 years suggests. Okay. Okay. This would have been better. Chalo. Let us move to the next question. Okay. Oh, you have to find. We have only 2 questions left. Okay. This was the third one. Right. This was the third one. Okay. Your time starts now. Okay. Time's up. Answers, please. Good. Okay. So we would go sentence by sentence. Okay. If you need some more time, I'm giving you 10 seconds more. Okay, fine. There are myriad number of answers that I'm getting. So let us move to the question now. Okay. Keep your answers in your head. Now, in the United States, one of the earliest challengers of the economic principle of free trade, okay, this is all a subject, was Alexander Hamilton. All correct. Okay. Off वाला भी देख लेते हैं. Of the economic principle of free trade, that is good. Okay. One of the earliest challengers is also good. In the United States is also good. Fine. Okay. Who in 1792, I'm not taking punctuation here, right? Remember, they would not give you the punctuation. So be free of punctuations. Who in 1972 advocated. Now, who talks about Hamilton? In 1972, advocated government policies. That is also correct. This is also correct. That the government policies, that talks about the government policies, right? This talks about this. Just a second. Fine. Okay. That would encourage indigenous manufacturing. And now, which trigger is this? Which trigger is this? Let me know. Which trigger is this? Parallelism. Now, parallelism मैंने क्या बताया था? Tense is one of the things. Now, if there is a 2 here, there should always also be a, just let me change the color. If there is a 2 here, there should always be also be a 2 here, right? To protect, would, to encourage, right? To encourage and to protect should have been there. यहाँ पे नहीं आएगा, right? Let us see the meaning of this. In the United States, one of the earliest challengers of free trade was Alexander Hamilton, who in 1972 advocated government policies. These government policies would encourage indigenous manufacturing and protect it. To protect it is really, really bad here. Okay? If that comes before and, that would come after and. Okay? Sentence se pehle. If to comes before and, to should come here. Okay? Vice versa also. Right? If relative pronouns, that or relative pronouns, I hope we understand what relative pronouns are by now. Okay? यहाँ पे भी relative pronouns. Understood? Tense is one of the. Okay? But tense wala would not always be correct. Not always be correct. This would always be correct. Almost always. Done? Okay. So which should be the answer? Which should be the answer? I have not given the answers here, right? E would be the answer. Sorry. C option would be the answer. Okay. C option would be the answer. Those who answered this would be correct. Now, let us move to the last one. Okay. This was for the revision of what we have learned earlier. Now, let us move to the last question. Right. Okay. This is the last one. Okay. I'm starting your time. Your time starts now. Time's up. Got 2 right answers here. Good. Okay, I have got 1A, 1D, B. Okay, fine. Many of you are correct. Okay. Okay. Let us see this. Besides adding complementary flavors to many foods, okay, what are we talking about? Hot sauces. Besides adding complementary flavor, what is hot sauces doing? Stimulate the release of endorphins in the brain. Okay, just as exercise does. Fine. Just as can be used as a comparative degree, right? Okay. And these, what are we using these for? These, what are we using these for? Anyone? What are we using these for? What are we using these for? Name, please. Okay. These have a pain relieving effect like morphines. Now, which has a pain relieving effect? Hot sauces or endomorphins? Hot sauces or endomorphins? Fine. Stimulate the release of, just as exercise does, and these have a pain relieving like morphemes, right? Okay, remember, whenever a pronoun would come as a subject of the later sentence, okay, and we have and for either we can use fanboys here, right? Either we can use fanboys here, or we can use some subordinate conjunction. Okay, you can find a subordinate conjunction list if you are willing, right? Okay, subordinate conjunction. Okay, there are three types of subordinate conjunctions. Okay, we are talking about adverb conjunctions here. Okay, so this subject would be relevant to the subject of the previous sentence. What is the subject of the previous sentence? Hot sauces. So this unambiguously, right, 100% talks about hot sauces rather than endorphins. Understood? समझ आ गया? This is a new rule that you needed to talk about, right? The last type of sentence that is using it is raining, right? What does it talk about here? It talks about that it is raining right now. Okay, it is best to practice silence. Okay, what does it talk about here? इसको बोलते हैं placeholder pronoun. This is a placeholder, right? To practice silence. We could have written this sentence as also like this: to practice silence. Silence is best. Now the last, okay, it is mandatory. What is mandatory? How we would ask that you help your friend. Okay, so this can be placed here. Okay, it is raining is a certain kind of sentence. Okay, I have given you an example. These are the only sentences that we needed to do. Okay, these are the only types that we needed to do. I would make some questions in the future, right, if I would be able to, right? Okay, for the practice of these types. Okay, so pronouns is not easy. If you see the types of questions that they might throw at you, okay, so you would need to think about these things and revise this lesson when I upload it, right? Okay, fine. Chalo, that is all. Any questions? Hot sauces stimulate. Nice, stimulates nahi hai na hot sauces. Hot sauces is plural, right? We are talking about different types of hot sauces. Okay. Chalo, that is all. Okay, the answer was no error. Okay, the answer was no error. That is all. Right, chalo. Bye everyone.